Hi book nerds, my name is Keri Lake and I am the author of the Sons of Wrath series. This is a paranormal romance series set in Detroit. And so who are the Sons of Wrath? They are seven brothers, all sons of the demon prince Wrath, who by day are casino bosses, kind of a mafia style, very smooth and suave business-like men. And by night, they are vengeance dealers. They are very slick and lethal and dangerous and good at what they do. And so they're brought together by an undying loyalty to one another and an ability to effectively carry out vengeance. But they also harbor a set of morals and kind of a code of honor amongst themselves. In the book, they're summoned by those who've been wronged, and the brothers are very selective about the cases that they take on. They gravitate toward the more severe circumstances that may be considered a more justifiable punishment. And so, what I like about them is that the inner battles that they face make them much more than just a bunch of mindless beasts out to corrupt humans and lead them astray. They're not perfect characters. They drink and dabble in sex and drugs, and they suffer their own inner demons, face relationship issues and loss, just like any human being would. And on the outside, they're these dangerous and deadly guys, but at the same time, they're very vulnerable, particularly when it comes to opening their hearts and falling in love. And I think these flaws give them much more depth and make them easier to relate to for the reader. And so Jean invited me to discuss my recent release, Soul Resurrected, which is the follow-up to Soul Avenged. And this is actually the first of the focus kind of shifting toward the brothers. So where Soul Avenged told Aiden's story and the Wrath brothers were just kind of secondary characters, in future books from here on out, they'll be the focus. They'll be more in the spotlight telling their own stories. And Soul Resurrected is Logan's. I have to say this was probably the most challenging I've had to write so far, just based on the emotion that went into it. The poor guy's been through so much, and his actually disturbing past has kind of made him develop this very tough exterior, very hard to reach, emotionally numb and withdrawn, and he's very unapologetic about it. Having spent decades in Obsidious, which would be the equivalent of Alcatraz in the demon realm, where he was tortured and beaten and isolated from everything, he's definitely one of the darker characters of the Sons. And so he carries around a lot of rage and unfinished business in his head. And every one of his cases that he takes on, he sort of treats as personal. In fact, it's said in the book, his kills are described as something of an art. Logan's story is a journey of falling in love and ultimately finding happiness. And I think what I love most about it is the way that he grows as a character. As a writer, I find this very fulfilling and feel a sense of pride about that. But he definitely faces a lot of hell along the way, and just getting there under the tension and conflict, I think, makes for an interesting read. This story is dark and violent and rife with sex, but it's also a love story, and I hope you'll enjoy it as much as I enjoyed writing it.